Hello, my name is Brennan Hall, and I am a sophomore at St. John's University in Collegeville, Minnesota, and I am an out of state student from Ohio. Today, I'm going to discuss with you the typical first semester for an out of state student in college. I'm going to start with first the application process that they go through, second with orientation week, and third the rest of the first semester. I'm going to compare an out of state student to an in state student in the process. To start, let's talk about an in state student's application process. See, an in state student, when they're applying for college, will have friends that are also applying to the same college. This can make it rather exciting for them and make the transition an easy one. An out of state student typically is going to be one of the only, if not the only, students from their high school applying for this college far away from home. This can make the chance of them going to a college very haunting, and it will make it a little bit harder for them to make that transition. Moving towards orientation week, in-state students will have a lot of familiar faces when they go to the college, and it will be an exciting experience filled with people that they know, and they'll have high school friends to help them meet other friends. Out-of-state students, when they come to orientation, will not have the same advantages as an in-state student. They may be the only person that they know there, and that can make that awkward for them to meet new friends. Jumping forward to the rest of the semester, in-state students have the ability to go home on weekends if they're feeling homesick, or they have just friends from high schools that they knew previous, or from high school that are also there that they can fall back on. Out-of-state students, once they come to college, are basically on an island and cannot go home for breaks. I know this from my own experience being from Ohio. My experience in college was a very hard one. It was very difficult for me to transition, and even though during orientation week I was able to find some friends, once orientation flew by and it got into the normal semester, I found myself really homesick and almost to the point where I wanted to transfer. I feel as though if there were things set in place for me to make my transition an easy one, then I feel like I wouldn't have had these thoughts of transferring. First, I feel as though if orientation had things for out-of-state students for them to possibly make networks and figure out where other students are from state-wise, it would make the transition an easier one since they would be able to relate to someone else that's from their own area of the United States. Second, I feel as though out-of-state students should be almost like international students, whereas they could have their own kind of clubs and organizations where people would be able to relate to each other. I feel as though if these two things were set in place and I could have participated in them, it would have made my transition a lot easier. So to conclude, out-of-state students have a difficult time transitioning into college, and I feel like if there were things set in place for them, that transition would be an easier one. Thank you, and have a great day.